my dad, he came over in the sort of late 60s, maybe early 70s actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And obviously, when they came over, their focus was making a new life for his wife and his children.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was one of the eldest. Yeah, so we'll
Okay.
probably cover that later. What happens
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the eldest child? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely.
And so my relationship with my father growing
Yeah.
up, I suppose, was that he just had to get on with it. And you know what,
Yeah.
my earliest memory is when I was 8 years old. I
Okay.
don't remember anything before I was 8 years old.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
some reason. I remember some of my nursery,
Okay.
uh, but I just don't remember um, my father being in my life in those first 8 years.
Want
So
to is
I
okay.
just don't remember anything. All I remember is going to, my mum taking me to school.
Yeah.
If my dad did take me to school, I don't
Yeah.
even recall that.
But yeah, quick question. Did you see all right, so see the time that you didn't remember Pops, but did you see him around inside the home or did he go to work? Like what was that like? So
Yeah, so we'd see him once a week. He
yeah.
used to be the chef. So
Okay.
like every other Bangladeshi who came back in those
Yeah.
days, they would go and stay for 6 days at the
Ah.
on top of the restaurant,
Ah.
where they just the management will give them a bed sit,
Yeah, yeah.
and they'll just live there for 6 days. I mean, the further you went, the more money you earned.
Yeah, yeah.
So back in those days, if you were local,
Yeah.
you wouldn't earn as much. So
Ah, wait,
obviously,
but yeah, sorry. Let me add something to that. Wait, so so dad was pretty much away for six days a week, and then he'll come back home. Oh, so wasn't the traditional go to work, come home, go to work, come home? So
I remember that maybe in the later years when he started working in London, when he had his
ah,
own moped,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
and he used to ride to work every day. Then he'll come
okay,
home. But when he didn't have a ride, um, he would use the buses, public transport. And to
okay,
come after hours, especially back in them days,
yeah,
we
yeah,
didn't have public transport
yeah, yeah,
after hours, There was no bus or train that you can travel at half 12, 1 o'clock at night.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so they would stay over for the whole week. So my mum was the one who was looking after us most of the time.
Right, right, right. Wait. Okay, so going back to from the 8 years old. Oh wait. So sorry, bro. Actually, what was it like not seeing your dad for about 6 days and like what was that like?
For us, it was like a bit of freedom. So, yeah, so we knew when Dad was at home, we got to be
Yeah.
quiet, or we got to be careful what we do.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it was yeah, just not out of it wasn't out of well, there was an element of fear.
Yeah.
That was just normal. It wasn't like we were scared. That was just
Yeah.
normal. It's part of life. If your dad's at home, you just got to be careful what you do around it. With your mum, you can make a lot of havoc. You can make
Yeah.
a lot of noise in the house, but your mum won't say nothing. She'll just shout.
But yeah, wait, hold on. What was dad's presence like away from home? What kind of aura did he have? Like, say for example that he'll go to work 6 days a week, but
Yeah.
at the back of your mind, how did that impact you from him not being at home for 6 days a week, but you knew, you know what, my dad's still in my life, he's still around. Like subconsciously, what kind of impact did that have on you, bro?
Um, I mean, I don't know if it was the side effect of it. I
Yeah.
was very rebellious.
Ah.
Yeah, so I was out of all my siblings, I would say I was one of the most rebellious.
Yeah.
Maybe because of back in the days you got a slap if you did anything
Yeah.
wrong, you got a slap. So maybe because of that physical, the physical
Reprimand.
manipulation
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
in them days,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that sort of had made me sort of rebellious towards other authorities. I
Yeah.
also grew up in a very racist area. I also grew up with a lot of bullying.
Yeah.
Uh, if anything, I feel if I remember correctly, me and Hakeem, my other younger brother,
Yeah.
we were the only Asians in that school.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of bullying. My classmates had a lot
Yeah.
of bullying and racism, a lot of racism. Racism was the norm.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That was just part of life then. And so with my father not being away or reprimanding me while I was growing up, as
Yeah.
well as having those problems with people at school, the racism, authority really got to me. Yeah.
Authority in what sense? What do you mean
So
by that, bro?
authority meaning I started questioning people. Who are
Okay.
you? Who the hell are you to tell me what to
Ah.
do?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So therefore, I rebelled against any authority. Yeah.
Why was that, bro? Is it because that dad wasn't there, the authority figure inside the home wasn't there, so that
Wasn't
made
that
you
he
like that, or
wasn't there. I think everything built up. So, for example, if we grew up in that time,
yeah,
our parents reprimanded us in a specific way.
yeah,
So that was just one angle. Then
yeah,
going out to school and getting bullied or being cussed or
yeah,
having facing racism, that was another set of authority because the teachers are responsible in that arena. But in that arena, it didn't matter what you did.
yeah,
It didn't matter if someone was racist towards you, if everyone bullied you, you didn't really get the justice. You didn't get that
yeah,
justice. You
yeah,
just had
yeah,
to
yeah.
absorb it. You weren't really, as a
Ah,
child, you didn't even look for that justice. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
when all this builds up, so the authority at home you looked to, but yet it wasn't working for you. The authority at school you looked to, but it wasn't working for you. Then when you're out on the street playing, we had a park on the corner.
yeah, yeah,
We had
yeah,
these white boys who were much older than us. They must have been
yeah,
about 10 years older than us. Then we'd get picked on over there. Even though I'd
oh
be
my,
hanging around
yeah,
with people who were also white,
yeah,
um, Irish, in fact, we would still get picked on because of our color, of our skin. So all the authority around me was challenging me. So when it was challenging me, I think I developed into someone rebellious. And even to the point, when we grew up, we didn't have much religion. My
yeah,
parents had
yeah,
just come over. My mom was quite religious, but my father
yeah.
wasn't that religious. So when we came over, um, my mom and dad started to put religion towards me.
Okay,
And don't forget, that's another authority.
yeah, yeah.
I started rebelling against that.
Wait,
Yeah.
See, in addition to what you said, did you ever feel like that you lacked protection? So, for example, from the authorities, from dad, from like dad as in not being there, the authorities that were meant to step in, but they didn't step in. So, like,
I didn't
yeah,
really expect it, as a child. I didn't
yeah,
really expect someone to back my corner. As a
ah,
child, I was just there, just reacting to the situation. I didn't
okay,
feel like, oh, why didn't someone back me here? Why do you? I have actually got memories of my mum backing me at one event. I remember this young man in primary school.
yeah,
He was a Caribbean from Caribbean, and my mum took me up to his house. We went to a block of flats to the top floor, to the furthest house on the top floor. Knocked on his door. My mum, I don't know what she did, but she went to question why I was getting bullied by this young man. So I
yeah,
remember my mum backing me up at that stage. That's one memory I recently recollected.
yeah.
But I didn't really expect as a child someone to back my corner. It was just for me to fend for myself in that situation.
Okay,
You see, it's only
yeah,
when you
yeah, yeah,
start to grow up into your teenage years, you think about backup. You watch all these
yeah, yeah,
movies,
yeah, 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 yeah.
Scarface, Goodfellas. You watch all this, and as a teenager, you think you want to be part of a gang, and you want to do this, and you want to do that. You got to back your man's up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't there in my primary school years. You know what? In fact, I would say in my primary school years, even
Yeah,
though I was rebellious, I was a very naive, innocent young boy.
of course, of course.
Very
Yeah,
naive,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
very naive. But you would
But you
think
would,
some
but you
of the
would be
actions
like that at
I
that
did,
age, though. Yeah,
or some of the actions that I did, if I heard that my kids were doing what I did back then, I'd
yeah,
I'd be fuming.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Some in my corner shop. I remember the owner of the corner shop. To this day, you know what? He would if he saw me on the street today, we would have so much respect for one another. But back in
Okay.
the days, I would steal from his shop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I would steal packets of crisps. I would steal. As soon as you're walking out, you know what to grab and you leave. The thing is, he knows you. He knows where you live. He knows your
yeah,
parents. So I don't know what it was, why I did it, because I knew I was going to get caught
Wait,
easily. He's on the corner of my street.
bro, I want to ask you about that. So for stealing, what does stealing meant to you? Because it wasn't just about getting an item, isn't it? What did the actual
I don't know what it
act?
was. I don't know. You know what? It might have been back then
Yeah,
because we didn't get money. We didn't get pocket money.
yeah, yeah,
Money, to try and get like 20, 30, 50p just for that week was
yeah,
was was like
yeah,
taking
yeah, yeah,
blood
yeah,
out
yeah,
of the
yeah,
stone,
yeah, yeah,
from our parents. Yeah? So it might have been.
yeah,
It might have been because actually I did a few things that I shouldn't have done as a child.
yeah,
There were certain things that I've done at home what I shouldn't have done. I used to be a bully at home.
yeah,
I
yeah,
admit that. I have no, I'm not proud of it.
yeah,
But I do believe it came from somewhere.
yeah,
It came
yeah,
from somewhere. It didn't just happen because I wanted to be a bully. I think my authority was at home because of everything around me. My
yeah.
authority was over my siblings.
Do you think that it because that you lacked authority, that you became the authority
Well, my
from a young
well,
age?
my siblings were younger and weaker than me.
Okay.
Do you understand? So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, subconsciously, I may have done things that I'm sure my siblings to talk to you about, and probably me, I've overlooked it and not cared about. Um, I regret everything that I've done when I was a kid. Everything that, but I know as a child I was very disturbed because of the way I grew up, of the experiences that I faced. There are certain things, I couldn't really, I was what's the word? If child protection was to be involved at the time
Ah,
when I was a child,
yeah,
there'll be a lot of things that child protection will look up and take forward on my behalf.
yeah, yeah.
That was just part of life for me. So I obviously had to. It's going to affect me. It's
Of
going
course
to
it is. Of
affect me
course.
physically. It's going to affect me mentally. It's going to affect me in the way that I display my behavior.
Yeah, yeah.
If I was to reflect on those years, I was a very, very troubled child. But you wouldn't think so. You'd see innocent pictures
Yeah,
of me in the school times or on Eid days, but you wouldn't
yeah,
think that this was a troubled child. Um, and I think it started to display, the behavior started to display when I went to boarding school. So I
right,
went to
right.
boarding school at the age of 13.
Yeah.
And that's when you start to see me play out my role as the person who was rebellious or
Yeah, yeah.
disobedient.
But yeah, who put you in boarding school? Was it mum or dad, or was it what?
It
What made?
was,
Yeah,
you know what? It was, my parents wanted me to go.
yeah.
I think I went on my own accord.
That's
I think I
rare.
went out of
That's
choice. Yeah.
rare.
Yeah. I think again, you know what? I was like, I wasn't scared of challenges. I
Yeah,
wasn't scared of a new environment. I was always open to something new.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So even to this day, I
yeah,
can't stick at something for too long because I get bored very quickly.
yeah.
Yeah. So I have to make it I have to make it creative. I have to
But
make
yeah,
it.
sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna backtrack because there's something that got brought to my attention. Okay, how did okay? So you rebelled in so many different ways. How did your dad manage you? What was the managing process like? So, say for example, if you misbehaved in his eyes, like what was the? How did he deal with you back then? Like
So
what?
back in the days, I think in
Yeah.
the 80s, we all got it. Everyone
Okay.
knows. Anyone who was born in the 80s
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
early
yeah,
90s
yeah,
got it.
yeah,
If you
yeah,
just talk about that today, you
yeah,
couldn't.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I get it. Yeah,
it's beyond. There was no boundaries.
yeah, yeah,
Everyone felt the back of a hand. Everyone
yeah,
felt the back of a belt.
yeah.
Uh,
And that's the minimum. I don't
yeah,
even scratch the surface.
yeah. So, I don't complain about it. I
Yeah,
don't complain about it. I think I don't want to say I deserved it.
yeah,
I don't say it, but I was not a easy child to look after.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. My mom had 6 children.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I was the second eldest. And don't forget, my eldest brother,
yeah,
he had he had his own physical condition. You
yeah.
know,
He's strong. He's really
he was
strong.
strong, but mum was
MashaAllah.
dealing with somebody who can't talk,
Yeah,
can't communicate. So yeah, so obviously she's dealing with a child who's 2 years older than me
yeah,
and can't do anything for himself.
yeah,
And then now she's also dealing with my behavior.
yeah, yeah,
And back in the 80s, she's probably had 4 children at the same time. Four,
yeah.
five, actually five. Yeah, five.
Five. Yeah.
By the time it was 1981, my mum had 5 kids.
Subhanallah. Wow.
And my first sibling was in 1974. So you're thinking about between 5 years, that's 6 kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry, 5 kids. 5 years, 5 kids. So yeah, it was tough. It's tough on her.
So, bro, what I'm a bit surprised about is that you chose to go to boarding school on your own, because I had this assumption that maybe because they couldn't deal with your behavior, they sent you to boarding school
Possible.
to fix up.
Possible. Yeah,
That's
it's
an
possible.
assumption. It's an assumption. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
possible, but at the same time, even though I say it's possible for that reason, at the same time, Hakeem also went with me,
Okay.
and my parents were becoming a little bit more religious in that era, at
Ah.
that time. So I think everything sort of intertwined, and they thought, with this religious development, they thought, let's send our children to boarding school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully, they become someone who's religious. And I found out later from my dad's friend after he passed away, that he said to me that that what your father wanted for you was to become an imam of one of the mosques in Putney.
Okay.
He already had his eye on a building, and he's already
Yeah.
spoken to people that when you lot finish, he's going to put you into that mosque and make you an imam of one of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was a discussion that his friend shared with me later on after he passed away. So my dad had hopes. My mum had hopes that we were going to,
Yeah.
be religious scholars and we would be institutions, make a difference, make an
Yeah.
impact to our communities. So even though when I was 13, I believe it was it was mutual. We
Okay.
wanted it, my parents wanted it, and
Did
yeah,
you see that as something new, a space to get away from your usual environment because it was a bit
possibly, because
crazy, like an escape to somewhere maybe not as hectic or not
it's
as
possible. The thing
yeah
is, it's very difficult to remember the reasons. It just
yeah
happened, and I don't remember objecting to it. I don't remember rebelling against it.
okay
Um, yeah, I think it was quite mutual. But when we you know what, the
yeah
best I would, even though I've had all these challenges throughout my life. Yeah, I'm 50 in the next couple of months. Yeah,
yeah
even though they were challenging and they're difficult, I can't believe how rich my childhood was. Even with all the negativities,
yeah
I wouldn't, I would like to say I want to get rid of all the negatives.
yeah.
I think that's made me who I am today.
What, bro? What has made you come to that conclusion? Because a lot of young men will be resentful. They'll be like bitter. There'll be a lot of trauma. But you saw a tweet that you channeled it. What was that
Well,
shift?
what I noticed was, right, when you're, it's like isolation, right? Everyone's coming at you.
Yeah,
Everyone's pushing you away or coming at you in the wrong way, and eventually you reach inside and you're looking to somebody, you're looking for someone, you're looking for something. And for me, I actually became more religious out of it. So I started to look at the model of Islam. I started to look at its rules and regulations, what it meant to be a Muslim, and I started looking at the principles. And that's when I thought, you know what? There is nothing more grounded than someone who practices their faith, because of the integrity and the integrity that they get, or they build, the respect that they receive from other people, the love that grows inside you. I was seeing all of this connecting with just practicing your faith.
yeah.
So wherever I went, because of the way we had to dress as an imam, I remember as a young child, even as a child, when we were walking into shops, people were already treating us like imams. So
Wow,
they'll do
yeah.
salam first. We'll get discounts. We'll get a lot of things for free. So they just because of the way we dressed and the way we looked, we were getting so much love and respect.
Wow.
And this is just our faith. Yeah, it's nothing to do with who we are, because everybody can wear it and you'll still see it's only because of your faith. So Allah's love grows on that person. And then because Allah loves them, everyone else loves them. So when I started connecting all of that, I go, wait a minute. All my childhood years, I've been rebelling. There's hate, there's racism, there's this, bullying, and all this tells us that you can't do this. You can't hate someone, you can't hurt someone, you can't physically abuse someone, you can't be racist.
Yeah.
Islam was bringing all these areas together to show what the perfect person was. And then I thought I couldn't depend on my elders or the people around me, because the principles would be broken. They were showing one thing, but they were doing something else. But with Islam, if you followed the principles, you had it there, black and white. You either can or you can't. You can't do both. If you do both, you fall into being a hypocrite. So Islam had the answer to everything at that time in my childhood. And so I became more extreme towards my faith. I became very, very judgmental against people who were not practicing their faith. And that's what really got me to the straight and narrow. If it weren't for my faith, I think I'd be a very, very, very different person today.
See, I would challenge that. Would you say that you're, when you mean faith, do you mean also that ties in with your experience that you've had growing up that shaped your faith?
Well, it's because of the experience that I had.
Yeah.
I saw all the things that shouldn't be. And Islam showed what should be.
So there's a comparison.
So if I
Yeah.
didn't see all the shouldn't be's, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have seen the should be. So when you talk about
Yeah.
all those young people who are resentful because of what they've gone through, sometimes I say, even though it's horrible to go
Yeah.
through, sometimes I say when someone is bullied, that person's awareness is going to rise. Whereas the person who's bullying, he's going to lose.
Yeah.
He's going to become so narrow-minded. He's going to be blinded by his ways.
Yeah.
That's his punishment for being a bully. Unless he turns back and repents or
Yeah.
regrets what he did. And the person who's being bullied, the person who's being oppressed, Allah is opening their doors for them.
Yeah.
But we don't know it until later in life. In that moment, it's horrible, it's grief, it's difficult, it's
Yeah.
challenging in that moment, but we don't see the wisdom later. Allah rewards us for our patience. And if we couldn't empathize with a bully, how would we help bullies?
Yeah.
Right? You can sympathize. Sympathize only goes so far. Empathy is when you actually know what they're talking about, you can relate and you can connect.
It's deeper. Yeah.
It's deeper,
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And that's a gift that Allah's given. But to get that gift, you have to work for it. You have to make a sacrifice. And Allah chose you for that sacrifice.
But yeah, wait. So I'm just sort of going off the tangent, but it ties in with what you're saying. How did you ground your identity at a young age, bro?
Oh, I didn't. I don't.
Oh,
think I
you
got
didn't?
I don't think I got my identity till I was in my 30s.
Is that when your Islam kicked in, or like?
No. Even
Yeah.
when my Islam kicked in, probably its peak when I was around 23, 24.
Okay.
But then, even then,
Yeah.
I was challenged with another level with my faith.
Which is what, brother?
It got so extreme.
The way you was practicing it.
I was practicing it, but it got so extreme that
Yeah.
I started resenting people who went against it.
Okay.
Right. So now I'm battling with the next level of my faith, and I think when I lost my first wife when I was 29,
Yeah.
and that even questioned me again. It questioned my faith.
But yeah, wait, hold that thought. That is really profound because look, check this. A lot of people would say once you find faith, you have a better clarity that you think. But it's
No. It doesn't work for me in that immediate way.
Yeah, that's like another identity that you had to like really accept and become like that's the identity that you took on, but not what you became, because becoming is later on. So it's like this. I've embraced Islam, okay, but I've not become Islam. It's when I live the identity like properly, how it should be, isn't it? So it's like I've just latched onto this thing, which is Islam,
Yeah.
but I've not understood it. I've not internalized it. Like
It's like a rod. You've grabbed the rod.
yeah.
Islam is not a rod.
Yeah.
We've grabbed this rod and we're holding on to it, and you can't bend the rod.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's so extreme. So when someone comes and tells you just adjust that rod a little bit, you
Yeah.
can't. That rod is so hard that to adjust it, you're gonna have to put it in some heat,
Yeah.
put it in a furnace,
Yeah.
get it to a melting point, and then maybe you don't want to be that person. You don't want to get to the person where you're. And the melting point is when you're challenged in life.
Yeah.
So such a high level. That's when you become the rod starts to adjust itself.
Okay.
And Islam can't be treated like a rod.
Yeah.
If you do, Allah's going to mold you, and to mold you, He's going to bring more tests to you.
Well, that's what happens, though, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. So this is the I don't know if you want to call it the catch-22 here.
Yeah.
Now, if you can understand Islam early in your life,
Yeah.
if Allah has put enough mercy in your heart, if you have enough patience in your life, you can avoid the tests.
How?
As a
Like
young
what?
person,
Because
as a young person, when someone tells you that, it doesn't make sense.
yeah.
I can give you the formula from the age of 20, but you will go against my advice.
Oh yeah.
You understand? Because
100%. 100%. Yeah.
until you live it, you won't agree.
Bro.
Don't forget that in psychology purposes, don't forget, children between the age of 20 and 30 know better than their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, their psychology is they know better than their parents. And as parents, when we recognize that, we have to just let them be. They have to go through the experience.
Yeah.
You cannot save them from anything. If anyone saves them, it's because Allah's chosen to save them. But if they need molding,
Yeah.
Allah's going to present those challenges. And as parents, we see it. It is so apparent, so clear. We know something's going to happen to our child because there's something that needs to change.
Bro, literally, you've just highlighted exactly what is happening to me between me and my son. It's like like he's here, he's just coming into the world. He's about 14 now, yeah, and I can't force that wisdom, that lived experience on him. And it's like what you said. He has to grow. He has to,
Has to
be
go
in that
through it.
furnace.
Yes,
Yeah. I get
And
that.
it's sad because you know it's going to happen, whether
Yeah,
while
yeah,
you're alive or when you pass away, and it hurts to know that your child will have to suffer.
yeah.
But that suffering is part of that growth.
See, bro, check this. That's interesting that you said that because I have learned to now accept it. So now, before I was leading from the front, telling him, do this, don't do that, trying to protect him, yeah, from these experiences. But now it's like, I'm taking a back seat now. Back seat meaning I'm leading from the back now. Meaning, okay, so I'm there in the background. If he stumbles, if he falls, I'm just going to guide if he asks for it or just sort of steer him, but not be the driver. I'm not the driver.
Well, this is it. So
Yeah.
I've got to the stage in my life, I now try to look at situations like, how does Allah treat his servants? And why am I treating my own children harsher?
Right.
So
Explain that one a bit more.
for example, Allah expects us to worship him,
Yeah.
but we forget and we miss a salah.
Okay.
Allah expects us to pay zakah.
Yeah.
We forget and we've forgotten for many years. We've neglected it.
Yeah.
Allah expects us not to steal, but we steal. Does Allah punish every single one of his servants?
No, he doesn't. No.
No.
No, of course
Why
not.
not? Because of his mercy.
Yeah.
And don't those servants ever return to the Lord?
Yeah, they do.
They return to the
Yeah.
path.
Yeah. Some do, some don't. Yeah.
So did Allah's punishment need to come to that person before he returned to the path?
No, he did. We had the
He
choice.
didn't.
Yeah.
Exactly. So why do we not have mercy on our own children? When they do something wrong, when they fall over, Allah just picks up his servant. That's all we're going to do as parents. We just need to pick them up when they fall.
That is difficult. I mean, for me personally,
You just said that you're on that journey.
yeah.
I've been traveling that journey for the last 10 years.
Yeah, I know. Bro.
Well, now you just started this thing.
Yeah. I have though. Yeah.
Don't forget, right? When you're age around 60, 70, how strong or weak are you? You get weaker and weaker.
I would like to think I'll get stronger, personally.
We get weaker because we're emotionally drained through
Okay.
life. Because of all the tests that we see through ourselves,
Yeah.
all the tests that come upon our partners,
Yeah.
all the tests that come upon the children, all the tests that you see through your siblings,
Yeah.
all the tests that the siblings face through their children,
Yeah.
all of this emotionally drains us. Someone's going to get hurt somewhere.
Yeah.
Someone's going to lose people in their lives because of this journey that we take all the way till the age of 60, 70.
Yeah.
And as we grow older and older, we start to see more people leaving this world.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Our
Yeah.
hearts are affected. Allah puts so much mercy in our hearts. It hurts. As soon as you hear someone is ill, it hurts. As soon as you hear someone has fallen, it hurts. As soon as you hear someone's in hospital, it hurts. It doesn't hurt while we're strong and mentally strong and physically strong. It's just let's deal with it. Let's go and work with it. But when you get old, because you feel helpless, you feel weak. There's not much you can do. And every time you've heard it over and over and over again, your heart becomes full of mercy. And the more mercy your heart has, the more it hurts.
Check this, bro. See what you said there. Because what you're saying is setting off triggers and more questions. It's like this. When you said that, it reminded me of my mum parenting. So I'll give you an example. Yeah, when I was young, like what you said, I used to get a whooping from all sorts. Yeah, and then when I had my kids, it was like I'm not allowed to hit them. I'm not allowed to do nothing. It's like my youngest brother, Mash. He didn't get no beats at all. That's when that thing that you were saying about as they're aging, now that they're starting to become more merciful, it's like more softer, more understanding, more nurturing, more, and you're right, because my mum has also reached a stage where she is drained. She's just like, she hasn't got the energy to look after even the grandkids. She'll do her best, but it's not the same energy as it was when she was a lot more younger. You see what I'm saying, bro? You know? So just you saying that triggered that.
With that energy, we lacked some mercy, the height of mercy that we have when we're in our older age. We didn't have the same level of mercy, Our mercy grows as we get older because of the trials and tribulations.
But yeah, all right, a question to you. Would you say that you're a lot more mercier now than you was when you was younger?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, big time, big time,
Okay.
big time. It's like
How? Like
I never want to hear bad
yeah.
news. I never want to hear
Ah.
bad news, especially when it's closer to home. It's very difficult when it's long distance. We've become so immune emotionally to the news of what's going on in the world. But when it's close to home, you just don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear about anyone being hurt or anyone's done anything to them. But back in the
But
days when it happened,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, we'll deal with it.
it's
If you
normal.
heard,
Yeah.
yeah, if you heard someone got mugged oh, let's go and deal with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now it's like you don't even want to go and deal with them. It's sad that it's happened. You just want to make sure the victim's okay, and you just want to make sure that person or that people stop doing it. Stop doing it. You're hurting people. You know. Yeah,
You start having feelings.
you
You got
start
like
having
not feelings in a bad way, but as in feelings in terms of in a sense of
it's like there's
connection.
hope for society. You want to have hope for society that actually, dude, I don't want to leave this world in this state. I don't want people mugging each other off or hurting
Yeah.
people. Why are you not doing this to each other? It hurts. It just you don't even want to go out there knowing that it's happening because you don't want to face it. You don't want to see the reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
But
horrible. You know?
how do you protect this though, bro? With what you said about like that you don't want to hear about the hurt and stuff, and in reality it's going on. But how do you protect your peace of mind?
That's your faith. So
Okay.
on a daily level, your prayers have got to be on par. You got to be doing
Okay.
your 5 prayers, and you got to be reciting your Quran.
Yeah.
Yeah, the I don't even know how to explain the Quran, but if you recite the Quran on a daily basis, there's actually I remember was it if you read so much Quran
Yeah.
you have no time to make dua, Allah accepts the du'as that you would have made.
Right. How would you describe that to a non-Muslim? What would they have to do in those kind of situations?
Non-Muslim is very different because obviously
Yeah.
that's our faith and that's the book that we all hold
Yeah.
on to.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I would say to someone who wasn't reading Quran
Yeah.
is how they spend their time at home.
Okay.
Okay. So, for example, if they're
Yeah.
spending more time in front of a TV, what sort of things are they watching? What sort
Yeah.
of movies or films or series are they watching? How does it make them feel? Is it showing them a lot of crime? Is it a lot of thriller? Is it a lot of horror? Is it something that's some films like you got Will Smith's or Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
They're very inspiring. They're very motivated. They're doing something good for the world.
Yeah.
When you see something like that, do you get motivated by it? Or are you watching a lot of crime, gang thrillers, where it's just showing you the worst of and then you become worst of society, and then leaders killing one
Yeah.
another, gang leaders killing one another, and then everyone just take what you want for free, but there's a cost. So it depends on how they're spending their time. So that's number one. Number
Yeah.
two is if I was a non-Muslim, I would explore the spiritual side of myself. Now, not a lot of people like spirituality.
Okay.
So then you're stuck. So someone who doesn't like spirituality, what does he do?
Yeah.
Well, if he doesn't
Exactly.
like spirituality and he's just watching TV, that's no good. If
Yeah.
he doesn't like spirituality and he's not watching TV, what is he involved in?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he's going to fall into depression. If he's got nothing to do, if he's got no social, no friends for social gatherings,
Yeah.
he's not got a close friend to talk to, he's not watching TV, he's got no spiritual levels, he's stuck. He's stuck. He's going to fall into depression. So we need people around us. We need good people around us.
Yeah.
We need as Muslims we need our faith. As non-Muslims they probably need to look for something that they can hold on to, that they respect. There's integrity. If it was a Christian church, definitely. If it was
So it's like a support system that they need a support
there has
system.
to be some sort of support system.
Yeah.
Whatever faith you are, go and attend the building. Go and attend your place of worship.
Yeah.
Be connected to that community. And every faith, I don't believe there is any negative in any faith.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the leaders or the people who interpret it bring negativity towards that faith. Okay, but the faith itself and the practice of their faith is always good. It doesn't matter which faith you belong to. Go and attend the weekly or the regular sessions
Yeah.
and have some sort of connection with them. And ask God, whatever faith you are, even the Muslims, ask God, Allah guide, God guide me.
Yeah.
Guide
Yeah.
me towards you. Guide me. If you ask God to guide you, He will guide you. If you don't
Yeah.
ask for it, it's not going to happen.
Is that guidance with action? Like you got to take,
Guide you in
yeah.
terms of why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? Tell me how,
Ah,
whatever help I
developing
need,
that
tell
that
me.
awareness.
Everything,
Yeah,
everything. When you ask God to help you, He
yeah.
knows the best way to help you. I can ask for 100 different ways of being helped, but God really knows what area I need help.
But
So
yeah,
don't
hold
ask for anything specific.
But yeah, hold that thought there. Okay, so when you was growing up, did you have those moments where either you went into faith or something happened to you where you're in awe, you've broken down, you're crying, you're reaching out to your
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah.
Was it like that? Like what was it? Did you just go into Islam, or did you actually? There was a time in your life where you just backed up against the wall, and then you just, that's it, man. I'm just in tears. I need help. I need.
Not
How did you get
really.
into faith? That's what I'm saying, bro.
I think it triggered for me. It was like just seeing everything go wrong in the world, and then Islam bringing that whole system into perspective, saying that this is the correct way and why, because of all
Okay.
the benefits that you can see, the development of society, the development of
Yeah.
communities, the development of people being nice to one another, good to one another. There was respect, there was love,
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah.
You can see in the world that everything was going wrong. So, what if you saw the different faiths, what was going on with those, and the lies that came up, the
Yeah.
people who were representing even our own faith, Islam, and what they were doing in the world, you can see there was corruption going off left, right, and center. And the only way to protect yourself from it was to learn about your faith.
Okay.
And that's when you can stand up and say why you practice your faith. So you know who the hypocrites are, you know who the liars are. Yeah, and I'm talking about everyone. It doesn't matter you're Muslim or non-Muslim. There are liars and deceivers in everything.
Everywhere. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I learned my faith myself. I went and learned it. I went to school. I went to boarding school. I went to so many different institutions. I wanted to understand my own faith.
Yeah.
I don't rely on just a specific scholar because things
Yeah,
can
yeah.
change. You know, the money makes the world go round, as we all say. You know, there's a cliche.
Yeah, yeah.
Money can change anybody. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Money can change you from your principles to being someone that's totally wrong. So yeah, I trust myself enough to trust, to practice my own faith, and I try to practice my faith where it's balanced, not too strict, and
Yeah.
not too weak. You know, so that when other people see me, they can see it's easy.
Wait, how did you reach that stage from like practicing it so hard and just from a place where like it's full on to now? Okay, I'm at a place where I'm now understanding people. I'm able to distinguish like if my approach is too harsh, bro.
Well, mainly is are you displeasing Allah in any way?
Yeah,
If
but
you
see that could be a standard in your own head where you may think that you're pleasing Allah, but to them it's
But we
like,
know it's again when you study Islam,
yeah,
there's a criteria that you must be aware of to know that you're not displeasing Allah.
okay,
For example, going against what your parents have asked you to do,
yeah,
right? So that's number one. If your parents have asked you to do something, there's wisdom in obeying them, as long as it's within the it's halal, it's
yeah, yeah,
good. Yeah, if they ask you to do something wrong or crime, obviously you don't need to obey them.
yeah,
To love your siblings, to love your brothers, to love your sisters, to love, to protect people. When you see oppression, to say something or to do something.
yeah,
Anything. So, for example, let me give you an example. If I come into your home and I take something,
yeah,
that's wrong, right? So I know I'm doing wrong. Okay, any small sin, but the thing is, Islam is merciful. So don't forget, in between our prayers,
yeah,
all small sins are forgiven because of our action of prayers. Right. So which one are you got to be worried about? If you're doing your 5 prayers every day
yeah,
and all our small sins are forgiven, what do we need to worry about? The big sins.
yeah,
All right. What are the big sins? Alcohol. Are we
yeah.
drinking?
No, no.
If
Yeah.
we are, then we need to be aware that we need to ask Allah for forgiveness and guide us.
Bro, I guess what I was trying to point out is this. Okay, in terms of the identity, like, so say for example, the early Muslim you was compared to the Muslim that you are now is two different people.
Yeah.
So the original, the old version of Alim may have thought he's doing the best that he can, he's pleasing to Allah, but on the outset, he could be like offending and he could be doing certain things that he might not even be aware of how he's doing. How was he able to just transition from the current Alim, the understanding one, the merciful one, the is it like
I
a
think
transitional?
it's like Allah molding. It's like Allah molds us. Okay.
Okay.
So we're this rigid person,
Yeah. That's what we're trying to get at. Yeah.
And then because of the trials and tribulations and the things that you've been facing throughout your life, the
Yeah.
loss of people, the challenges of illness and things like that, your mind starts getting massaged and think your thinking
Yeah.
starts to adjust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all that thinking, that rigidness,
Yeah.
it all starts molding, and then what happens is now you're flexible. So when you get
Yeah.
to the stage
Yeah.
when something happens, you recognize that situation, you recognize how to be, how not
Yeah.
to be, and how
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
used to, and then just act accordingly. And that's all based on experience.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
don't go through that experience, you're not adjusted, you're not molded yet.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
you get older and older, that what's the word? Is it the malleability?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that yeah. So it's
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
word where
You're malleable. Yeah.
you're so flexible. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what situation you're in. You can just mold yourself to that situation to help the people, and you help yourself.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I want to get to know you as a father now. Okay, so what age did you get married?
I got married at the age of 24.
Okay, and how many kids did you have at the age of 24?
So after 1 year, I had my
Uh,
first daughter.
okay, so what was it like being a father to a daughter, bro?
So it was my first girl.
Yeah.
Again, I think there's a different challenge for having your first child. Um,
Does it matter
so
about the gender, like the boy or girl? What do you
I've
think?
got this theory. I've got this theory,
Yeah,
right? And I don't know. I know it's not. I know it's not 100%.
yeah.
Okay, but I've got this theory. I think if you've got a hard heart, your
Oh
first
yeah,
child,
I know
your
where you're going
first
with
child's
this.
gonna
Yeah.
be a daughter.
Ah. Okay. No, but I see
Allah
that. Like, yeah.
softens you.
Okay. Yeah. I get
Allah
that.
softens you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, Allah's molding you.
Yeah.
So just see if my theory works. Just find out how many brothers have had daughters for the first time and check if they
Yeah.
had a hard heart beforehand. Yeah. Yeah. So having said that, I do know some beautiful, soft-hearted brothers who've got 3 daughters.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they're using free, but that's beautiful. They're lucky.
Yeah.
They're very lucky because obviously, we understand when you raise 3 daughters, you're guaranteed
Yeah.
paradise. Yeah. But yeah, that was one of my theories. I don't know if it's true, but I definitely had a hard heart. So
Yeah.
when I was raising my first daughter, I
Yeah.
was very strict. I thought I'm the man of the house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure my child does what I expect her to do. I'm gonna raise her in the way that I think she should be raised. I was
Yeah.
also at my peak in terms of my faith,
Yeah.
very extreme. So
Yeah.
she felt the brunt of my transitioning process from being a non-father to a father, as well as my faith being really strong at that time. So in some ways, she
So,
got
but a non-father to a father. Okay. Yeah. From
that
yeah.
transition
Yeah.
from being someone who didn't have a child to someone who had their
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
That whole transition was a process that probably took me a few years to understand.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah,
crazy, bro. Because you're taking on two identities there. One as a father, one like that you're changing in your Islam. You've gone into Islam and you're just changing. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
that
How,
transition was very difficult, and I'm trying to think of how my parents were parents. I'm
yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
think of how I should be a parent. I'm also thinking about my faith, what it tells me to
Yeah.
how to be a parent. Also thinking about what my faith says about women and how we
Yeah.
should treat our girls and who they should be when they're older,
Yeah.
into adulthood. How am I going to prepare for that? So you're challenging with all these ideas,
Yeah.
and you, the
How is your daughter taking this? Like, so she's witnessing the transition. And she's getting more older. So, like, have you guys become close through time, bro? Or like, is it still working?
I
Yeah.
believe we have, but I think initially she because she felt the brunt of me being that extreme father, religious
Yeah.
father, she probably got some of that negativity
Yeah.
from it. But again, I would say it's made her who she is today.
Yeah.
I think she benefited from it, although she didn't have to, have that experience with me
Why?
initially. Shouting, the strictness. Oh, you got to do this. So
Yeah.
stern. You had it. It's this or that, black
Yeah.
or white. That strictness didn't need to be there. If I was a father again, it's again with my second and third.
Yeah.
It's only probably when I got to my third, I realized I don't have to make everything black and white.
I'm gonna come on to that, bro. Wait, so wait. I want to ask you a bit more about the relationship between you and your daughter. So she is, how old is she now? She's
24.
okay. So what kind of woman has she become through your fatherhood, bro?
I don't know if it's for my father. I always tell people I don't take any credit for this. If it went for Allah, helping me,
Yeah.
doing everything. I could not have done any of this. If
Okay.
anything, I was just an instrument. So she went to boarding school. I took her and I brought her back. That was my physical ability. I used my funds to pay and take her to
Yeah.
school and bring her back, pay for her boarding school
Yeah.
fees. Alhamdulillah, I'm grateful for that. So I was hoping every time I took her and brought her back, I was hoping Allah intervene. Allah intervene.
Okay. Okay.
Look
Yeah. Yeah.
after
Yeah.
her. Be careful.
Yeah.
Make sure
Yeah.
she's safe. Make sure she gets her
Yeah.
education. Make sure she becomes the woman she needs to be.
But
That
wait,
was
wait,
my only hope.
wait,
I
but,
couldn't. Yeah.
bro, but didn't you do anything to instill confidence in her? Didn't you have any like one-on-one chats like about life, about like just guidance, or like was it like that?
Hypnotherapy.
Hypnotherapy.
Yeah. So yeah. So
Well,
she
hypnotherapy on her, yeah.
yeah. So at the
Ah, okay.
time, right, I was practicing hypnotherapy. So
Okay,
the one
okay.
area that we found that she wanted to grow in was confidence. So we
Okay,
put the confidence strip on her.
yeah.
And alhamdulillah, amazing. I'm very proud of her. She's very confident
Alhamdulillah, yeah,
in the person that she's become. And we don't know if that's the impact. You can't measure hypnotherapy. She
yeah,
was
yeah.
only 13 years old and whatever. And I
Okay,
remember at the age of 16, she gave a speech to her whole school in a different language.
yeah.
So that confidence level did rise. I don't know where it's
Alhamdulillah,
from, but Allah knows. Yeah. So
yeah,
we've had that. In terms of the one-to-one interactions and that,
yeah,
because I've been so busy in my life, similar to
yeah,
my father. She saw me when I was at home.
yeah, yeah,
Father and daughter thing. We didn't do much. Most of the time, she's at boarding school.
yeah, yeah.
She's if she's here on holiday.
From what you can see, does she come across as like a driven, independent woman?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's
Anyone
that's
sees her. Anyone
yeah,
sees her, family or
yeah.
friends. They say she's a replica of me.
Alhamdulillah, that's
Yeah,
beautiful, bro.
so
That's beautiful.
I'm proud of her. Alhamdulillah, she's done really well. She's probably done more than I expected. So,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah, yeah, I'm really proud.
So moving from her onto your next child, which is your son, Abdullah, bro, right? So he's 17 now. So what's that like? Because raising a boy to a girl must be different, bro. And it is.
Yeah, so that was a different one. So he was my first boy, obviously.
Yeah.
So there was a different attachment there. And
Okay.
plus, because I learned what I did for my first child, I was able to apply that on my second child.
Okay.
So yeah, so Abdullah, he was so anything if he did anything wrong. So one of the new things that I learned as a father back then was the naughty step.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't apply that with my first child.
What's the naughty step? Like I'm not
So
familiar
if
with
they do
that.
something wrong, they go and sit on the stairs for 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay,
Did that
so,
work?
It worked. It
Yeah.
worked, and he'll sit there until he's allowed to leave.
Yeah.
And then what I did at that time was every time I let him go, I would hug him and I'd say sorry, and then I'd explain why I did it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it happened on a few occasions.
Where did you learn that, bro? Was that something from experience, or was that something that you got taught?
I learned it while I was growing through the personal development arena as a father and the human potential movement. And so I practiced that with Abdullah. Yeah, so he was a very close one. So when I sent him to boarding school,
Yeah.
I remember the first time I sent him to boarding school. I remember when I was driving around in my local area, I became very tearful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't want him to be there. I
Okay.
didn't want him to be away from home.
Why? Because like they didn't want him to see you in that state, or?
No, I was tearful because I'd sent him to boarding school.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, okay. So you sent him to boarding school. Okay, okay. Okay.
When I was driving around, when I'm thinking about him,
Yeah.
I'll sort of break down
Okay. Okay.
because I didn't want him to be there. I knew I was doing it for his best
Yeah.
interest.
How did he feel about that?
He didn't like it. He resented me for it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Yeah.
He hated the whole experience at boarding school. In fact, he ended up going to 3 different boarding schools because he
Yeah.
just tried to move to one to another.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he hated his whole experience at every single one of them. He found racism. He
Oh
found
my
bullying.
gosh. Yeah.
He found bullying. He found racism, and he found
It's like a pattern, bro. It's similar
yeah,
things.
not only from students but from teachers.
Okay.
Yeah. So I sort of, in a way, I regret him going. But
How did you build his confidence up through those times? Like when he got back, like what's that like, bro?
Well, I did whatever it took to keep him there and keep him happy. So if it meant extra funds, buying him
Yeah.
gifts, in terms of like shopping, whatever he
Yeah.
wanted, making trips up there, coming back. So I was trying to do whatever I could to keep him happy.
Yeah.
At a cost of my relationship with him being weak. you know,
All right.
just for the sacrifice that he becomes the man he needs to be.
Okay.
So I was hoping to try and protect his faith. You know,
Yeah.
that was my main aim because I knew that, well, I understood from at that time if I sent him to local school, he would go on the wrong path. He would
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
proud, you know. So that was the idea. But
So when he got back, like say for example that he's done the faith school, what was he like as a person? What was your relationship like from that point onwards?
it started to get better
Okay.
because he wanted to start going college.
Yeah.
But obviously he was new to the state school system.
Ah.
And so he introduced some new stuff that he shouldn't be doing. So I tried to challenge him on those things.
Yeah.
First time I'm raising a teenage son.
What's that like, bro? What was it?
Yeah, that was hard. It was one of the hardest tasks I had to do in my life. Watching the transition from the age of about 15 to 17. Actually, maybe 15 to 16.
Okay.
And the 16 plus year.
What exactly was hard about that, bro?
I didn't know how to deal with it.
No, but as in, are we talking about dealing with his temperament, dealing with his choices, dealing with what
Yeah, so
exactly?
if he did something wrong, how I dealt with it was
Ah.
totally wrong. Yeah, so it was.
Okay.
You know, it got to the point. I remember one stage. You'll probably remember. I told him to get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then I realized immediately, well, as soon as I went downstairs, what I did was something very stupid.
Yeah.
And I had to. Later on, I went back and apologized.
How did he take that?
He was fine. He goes, I know, it's okay.
Yeah.
So, and you know, one of the things I'm really proud of him, I've never seen him complain, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, and to this day, alhamdulillah, he's kind of, you know what, I'm proud of the man he's become. He's only 17, he's 18 next month. I'm actually quite proud of him.
Do you think because of the experience he's been through, he's also had the contrast? The contrast is like, say, for example, getting sent to faith school, didn't like the experience, and then to come back to something more softer compared to what he experienced. He's like, no, you know what? This is easy. This is light work. You see what I'm saying, Maya? You know, it's like, no, alhamdulillah, you know what? Because sometimes that we got to go out of our environment to really miss what we've got to acknowledge, to get that comparison. Yeah, you see what I'm saying, bro? Just a theory. I'm just like talking out loud here.
Well, yeah, I think there's been benefit in this, the systems he's gone through.
Yeah.
He can talk about his experience. You know, maybe in the future he'll probably never send his children to boarding school because of his experience.
That's mad because look, when mum and dad sent you to boarding school, it was like more of an acceptance, embraced it, and it was the opposite for Abdullah. But similar experiences, different outcomes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, subhanAllah, wow.
It's strange because I've had a lot of friends who went to boarding school, successfully completed their studies, became great scholars, and they would not send their own children to boarding school.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of things happen at boarding school. It's not nice.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people like to talk about it.
But yeah, that is a proof. What you said, Allah guides whom He pleases, not the person. Yeah. I hear that. So right. We spoke about your daughter. We spoke about your son, your youngest son. What's that like fathering him then, bro? What's the dynamics like between you?
I think he's the sport one.
He's a sport one.
We let him do whatever he wants. Yeah, so we try to keep boundaries.
Yeah.
It's just been trying to maintain softer boundaries. He's
Okay.
he's the one who hasn't gone boarding school.
How does he now? He's what? 7? Oh, 12. Okay. Oh, he's growing fast. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Not long now, bro. Like, and does he follow his older brother?
No, they're very different. They're both different.
But yo,
characters.
what's the dynamic like between the elder sister, the brother, and the youngest brother?
Well, my kids are quite different. It's a funny arrangement actually. They're all 6 years apart.
Okay.
So they've all somehow had some sort of parent mentality towards each other growing up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, they looked
I
after-
see that. It's like a pecking order thing. Yeah.
They
I see
took
that.
care of each other, and it still happens to today. Inshallah, I think because of that journey, they all become gelled very well. Rather than have when you have kids that are too close together and then they fight all the time.
That's my kids. and
I'm
they
very lucky. I'm very lucky to not see that.
see my ones. They parent each other, but it's how they parent each other is through fights and just hitting each other. And I'm like,
Yeah, I can imagine having the hair.
yeah. Bro, yeah. Wow. And okay, so like now that they're at a certain age, what's it like now then? So your daughter's into her womanhood. Your son, your eldest son, he's into to just. Where is he at in life? Like, what's the
So he's
situation with him?
working full time with us at the
Okay,
accounting.
okay.
Alhamdulillah, he passed his driving test a couple of weeks
Oh,
ago.
mashallah, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, so he got
Yeah,
our third driver to London. So me, my daughter, and my son, we're all driving to work
yeah.
together to London every day. So we spend 5 days a week together at work.
Oh, mashallah, mashallah, man.
So
That's
basically,
beautiful, bro. That's close.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
So it makes me proud, Alhamdulillah.
yeah.
I'm very lucky, Alhamdulillah. It's all based on because of Allah has chosen, and yeah. So I'm just waiting for we've got little Yusuf who's 12.
So I'm just gonna switch
Yeah,
that off really. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Go on, bro. Sorry. Yeah.
Little Yusuf now to go through his secondary school studies and see where he
Yeah.
goes towards in terms of his education. But yeah, no.
But yeah, I was gonna say, what is it like navigating life at this age? You're 50 now, compared to like, because look, the stresses, the pressures are still the same. You know, like you got work, you got family, you got business, you got and your own health. So that has not pretty much changed through time, because those tests are going to be there regardless. But what has changed is the man and how he deals with things. Like so you've got coping mechanisms or managing mechanisms compared to what you had when you was younger. What does it look like now, and how would you advise a father to, because a father deals with a lot of things, bro. He's got his business or work or responsibilities and that. Like, first of all, my question to you is, how do you personally manage all of those things? And secondly, a father that's watching out there who is also going through parenting responsibilities, work, and what would you advise him to start from? How does he ground himself, bro?
Not to be hard on yourself. Yeah, so when I was younger,
Okay.
I was always hard on myself. I have to do it like this. I have to do it like that. It
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
like this. It should be like this is what's expected of me. Don't be so hard on yourself. Relax. Take it day by day. But stand back. Let things happen. You can't stop everything from happening. Let things happen.
Okay.
Let it play out. There's a reason why it's playing out. There's something good that's come out of it. You just got to be there if it drops. You just got to be there if it falls.
Okay.
Yeah. So if fatherhood today is like just relax, man. Take it easy. Don't be
Yeah.
hard on yourself. Um, Today, I just stand back. If something's happening, if someone comes to me or something's happened, I just say, "Well, what's next? What do you want me to do? What support do you need?" I'm not going to jump in there and just do it because
Okay.
there's a reason why something's playing out. Maybe it needs to play out. You
Okay.
know,
Bro, wait. So in regards to that playing out, does the father just stand there and just, like, say for example, with his health, everything's all falling apart? Does he let it play out? Do you mean it like that, or like?
no. So if it's something that you cannot control,
Okay.
you don't have full control over, just be there in case something goes wrong or when it goes wrong, and let it play. If you have full control over it, you know what to do. Do what you need to do.
Okay.
But don't be so tough on yourself. Take it easy. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Um, don't don't do it in such a way that you're hated for it or you hate yourself for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything can be done in a way where the outcome is good for both people.
Who's the second one, for yourself and
You and
whoever's
whoever
involved?
involved.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Everything can be done, even with your own kids.
Yeah.
There can be a good outcome for both ways. It's just it's navigating that, it's negotiating that. Be mindful of it might take time to get there.
Okay.
So planting seeds, having very small discussions or a few sentences. You don't have to reprimand straight away, unless obviously it's crossed a boundary that could
Yeah.
affect the whole household. The main thing is harmony at home. If you don't have harmony at home, you don't have a home.
Okay, so that's usually the case. There's no harmony at home.
Yeah,
How
if
do
there's no harmony
fathers?
at home, you
Yeah.
don't have a home. So
What should the father do?
something needs to happen. If something's happened between you and another child,
Yeah.
fix it. Sit there until it's fixed. What can you do to make them happy? What can you do to change things around? No one needs to remember. No one should be sleeping angry. No one should be sleeping upset. If they are, before they sleep, go and sort it out.
Yeah.
If you have to be the one to say sorry, say sorry. Allah is looking after them.
Yeah.
It's not you who's going to change them. Yeah. At the end of the day, before you sleep, your relationship between you and your children should be sound. If they go, if it has to be a text message, I'm sorry, son, I shouldn't have done this.
Yeah. So it's just like, there's like trying to say, take accountability. That's one. This is what I got from your message. Take accountability, and also don't over pressurize yourself more than what is necessary, and just let things play out. Play out. I could actually relate to just letting things play out, bro. Because sometimes that you gotta let things play out to find the answer. Otherwise, the answer doesn't even come without it actually playing out.
That playing out, don't forget, you don't want it to be over a day or two or weeks.
Right.
You need to deal with it because it affects mental health. When someone goes to sleep unhappy, it
Yeah.
affects their mental health.
Okay.
All right, so don't let another human being go to sleep unhappy unnecessarily. If you have it within your control to change that, change
What
it.
if it's you that's unhappy and you're going to sleep?
Find a way to make it right.
Okay.
Don't leave it in your head. Don't go to sleep knowing it's playing around you and you won't get sleep. You'll be knackered in the morning. So it's not helping. You're not helping yourself and you're not helping anyone else.
Okay.
Right? When you choose not to deal with it, you're allowing your health to deteriorate.
So it's the lack of taking action, being responsible.
Well, it's taking charge of your health. Remember,
Yeah.
when we don't deal with a situation, it's because there's something uneasy inside of us.
Yeah.
The only reason we deal with something because we feel guilty about something. The only reason we feel uneasy is because we feel guilty about something or something's happened that needs to be fixed. If we're feeling that uneasiness, we need to get rid of it. So we need to find a way of dealing with it. Even if it means I'm sorry, so it gets rid of it from my mind.
Yeah.
That's it. Then you've taken care of yourself. Find a
Okay.
way of getting it off your mind. If you get it off your mind, you get it off the other person's mind, then you're okay. Then you've got another page to write. Both of you can write the next story or the next chapter. But you can't move forward until you close that book when that situation happens or close that chapter.
But yeah.
It's not easy. I mean, I'm learning every day. I'm learning. I remember, right? So transitioning, I love the word transitioning. Okay, I remember once, yeah. I can't remember if I read it in a book, but
Yeah, bro.
my father, he used to give sweets to my daughter
Okay.
all the time. Every time I come to the grandparents' house, they always give it. And I
Yeah.
used to get angry because why? Because I'm worried about her teeth.
Yeah.
As a father, I'm worried about my child having bad teeth.
Yeah.
Whereas the grandfather was just trying to show love to his granddaughter.
Yeah.
And I remember reading somewhere, the grandfather is being a grandfather for the first time. He's transitioning from being a father to a grandfather. And this is the way he knows how to show love to his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Why was I reprimanding my father? So we're always transitioning, we're always learning, we're always trying to be someone we can improve, someone new or someone better.
Bro,
We reprimand people, we judge people.
that was profound what you just said there, because it triggered the memory when one of the clashes that I used to have is when me and my ex used to go to each other's houses. So I would go to my in-laws, she'll come over here, and there'll always be a power clash in terms of those little things that you said. Oh, why is this rule being broken? Why are you giving them sweets? Why are you doing this? Why? And all they were doing is showing love. But at that time, we didn't understand that. We thought it means, oh no, like that they're breaking boundaries. We're trying to uphold a certain, boundary, standard, and it's getting broken. And we're like, what the hell? Like they've been spoiled. No, don't do this. It was just constant clashes, bro. But it's not recognizing actually. You're right. That transition. Oh yeah. Now they're in grandparent mode. We're still in parent mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been there, they've done that.
Yeah.
Now they're doing something new. But we're treating them as if they're the parents.
Yeah. But the thing is, this.
We to have the audacity to tell our parents how to behave as grandparents.
No, we're not.
We
Yeah,
have no right.
yeah.
Not until we become grandparents.
No, but the thing is, what I'm going through now is my son is trying to parent me about life.
Oh, what? That's not a bad thing. Listen, because don't forget, when we give advice, we're giving advice to ourselves.
Yeah.
It's what we need to hear. Just because he's saying it to you, it doesn't mean he's telling you. It's something that Allah is letting him hear himself say it. Instead of it coming from your mouth, Allah is letting him preach to himself.
Is it for himself or is it at me? Like, is it a reminder to me? Is
His
it?
intention is for you.
Yeah.
How
He
do
always
you
said that.
know? How do you know it's not Allah making him say it out loud to himself?
What does that mean to himself? What do you mean? Like,
I'm giving you advice. Don't be angry.
yeah.
But Allah's making me hear that, telling you not to be angry, but telling me in myself, I'm thinking I shouldn't be angry
One of them ones. Yeah.
without you having to tell me.
Yeah.
He's giving. When we give advice to someone, it's usually a reflection of what's going on within ourselves.
Yeah.
All right. So therefore, that advice will come back on us, and it will help us. So just listen. Just because he's telling you doesn't
Yeah.
mean you have to implement anything.
No, of course not. But his but I'm telling him, look, because my general response is, you're inexperienced, son. You don't know what you're talking about. And he's like,
Yeah. So we don't want to tell anybody they're inexperienced.
yeah.
We don't want to tell anyone their experience because experience comes with that experience. So
Yeah.
him telling you that's his first experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And later on, he'll realize, actually, should I have said that? Or was there a different way of
Yeah.
Allow him. If my child is giving me something, I'd love that. Because
but bro,
it's an opportunity for him to speak and express.
Like, what is this? When I've asked him, why does he speak to me like that? Do you know what he goes to me, bro? He goes to me, Dad, I'm not doing it because I disrespect you. I'm doing it because I love you, because I don't want to see you get hurt. And I'm interpreting it like, you're being disrespectful. Don't speak to me like that. But it's because that's the only way that he knows. That's all he knows at this moment. Yeah. No, that's interesting that you said that.
I appreciate what you're telling me, but just bear in mind the way you're saying this, I find it disrespectful. If
Yeah.
there's anyone who can change your tone or change the word, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
But he needs to know what part makes you feel disrespected. Otherwise,
Yeah.
he'll never know. He'll always disrespect you without thinking he's disrespecting.
See, he's thinking, Dad, why don't you listen to what I have to say? So his listening is, you need to implement what I say, and that shows me that you've listened, and that showed me that you're valuing what I'm saying. So one of his ones, for example, that he says, Dad, you take too many risks, you're stubborn. And I've explained to him there's a reason why I'm like that. And it's not stubborn, and it's not taking risks blindly. It's all calculated, but he's seeing the outcome. And what I'm telling him is, no, you're seeing a growth, a journey, it's not the end. It's like when you're more older, you understand, son, but you're not reached there yet. So then I just let him have his opinion. I'll leave it at that, But it's like going round and round in loops.
If he says to you, I think you're stubborn.
Yeah.
And I said to you, Mabs, I want you to give me 2 sentences that start with, I am stubborn because.
Yeah.
What would those 2 sentences be?
You got this facial expression like you know what I'm going to say. Because I don't listen.
Number 1.
Yeah.
I'll say it then. I am stubborn.
And I am stubborn because I think I know it all.
And the second sentence?
Yeah, no, that was it. So the first one is, I am stubborn because, what's the first one? I'm stubborn because, I've forgotten the first one I just said. But the second one is...
there's probably 100 reasons, but tell us.
Yeah.
Wake up too.
I think you're trying to talk to me now. Keep going, Mams, keep going. No. The 2 is that I don't listen. I'm stubborn because I don't listen. And I'm stubborn because I think I know it all. That's the first 2 things that come off the top of my head.
Why don't you? What does it mean by listening?
Listening means, for example, I don't listen because throughout my life, it's like a defense mechanism where I have been told negative things. So therefore, that's create this shield where, you know what, now I'm listening to things that myself, that's worked for me, that's helped me progress. So in that sense, that's why I don't listen. Yeah. And
How does that make you stubborn? I don't understand how that makes you stubborn.
Yeah.
Stubborn would normally mean that I'm set in my ways and I don't care whether it's right or wrong. I'm going to keep it like that. That's what stubborn would normally mean, right?
Yeah.
If I said to you, I'm stubborn about...
No, but bro, you could apply that in a good sense as well, like something positive. I'm stubborn, I'm set in my way. I know what I want, I'm going to go after it and get it. And I don't care what anyone says.
I would call that commitment.
Oh, would you call that commitment?
I would call that commitment.
Ah,
Stubborn is someone who's set in their way so badly that they, even if it was bad, they'd still do it.
so I guess the issue here is the definition of what stubborn means. Then is
Your understanding of stubbornness and what your son's understanding of stubbornness might be misaligned.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's
So I
that.
would say look up stubborn and then see if that's what he meant,
Yeah.
and then find where he meant that and see if you are truly stubborn in those areas. Because even if it's bad advice, you still continue.
Right. So I've explored that, and I come to realize under the surface, he's actually saying, "Dad, I need stability. I don't feel safe because
That's nothing to do with stubbornness.
yeah, that's the language he's like. What he's using is he's using those words because the vocabulary is very limited. So, but that's what he really means. Do you see what I'm trying to say by it? So he's used the word stubborn, but now I've uncovered the layers, and he's really what he's referring to is, Dad, you're stubborn, you don't listen, you take risks. Meaning, Dad, I'm in a place in my life where I'm a bit confused. I need stability. I need to be grounded. So he's basically projecting what he's going through in his life right now, but using languages that make sense to him. And I'm reading different languages, like the interpretation of what he means. I'm thinking stubborn means literally stubborn for what it is, but his meaning is something else. Like he's saying stubborn, for example, is security. Really, that means secure. I need stability and security.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just trying to decode things, decode his language, his level of language vocabulary, bro. Yeah. But it's interesting that you said that. Do you know what? I'm glad that you challenged me on that one. Actually, you know what yeah, because I thought I was that. Yeah. But I still believe that I am that. You know that stubborn, don't listen. Yeah. 100%, bro. I have to be because I've got a lot of learning to do. All you fathers are teaching me this. You know that, bro.
Well, you know what? Sometimes when I'm doing some DIY and
Yeah.
I'm set to doing a DIY in a specific way, my wife will call me stubborn.
Yeah.
Because obviously they think they're giving me good advice,
Yeah.
not to do it that way because it's bad, but they don't realize I see something else.
Yes. 100%, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I tried to explain to my son, that this is why if you're meaning I'm stubborn like that, then yeah, I am. I'm yeah, exactly.